Just when you thought your classics were safe, just when you thought if you could put a couple of decades between the release of a game and the current date, that it would be immune from any of the modern day sensibilities, you have Old School RuneScape and its new woke management firm coming in and ruining the fun for everyone and instilling a new niggling fear in the back of people's minds. Old School RuneScape program manager, dismisses players, announcing that they will quit the game over removing gendered options and adding pronouns. We're talking pronouns! Pronouns with your modern day bull. Anyways, this is RuneScape. Getting rid of male and female options and putting in he, him, she, her, they, them. I'm not joking. The Old School RuneScape program manager, Gage X Ash, is dismissing players' concerns over the game's removal of gendered options and addition of pronouns. Why are you doing this, man? Why? Okay. An update published on August 14th. Old School RuneScape developer Gage X, announced in the updated makeover interface, players will now choose between body type A and body type B. Oh, that's what's been rumored in regards to the Dragon Age 3. Or no, I'm sorry, not Dragon Age, different woke mass. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. Why are you going with body type? Offering the freedom to pick either body type. Yes, we don't want to be cornered into a binary world. Here's your binary options without the restriction of gender labels. But no, you have a male and a female body type option. You just don't want to call them male and female. You want to say A and B. Okay. Furthermore, it added to give you even more room for self-expression. You can now choose a preferred pronoun for your player character. For the following options: he, him, she, her, they, them. You thought I was joking. You can also continue without selecting a pronoun if that's what you prefer. Oh, of course, man. If I'm not properly represented there, if there's not enough X's, Z's, Y's, or Prince symbols to represent how I feel this day when I want to log in to play RuneScape, you can just go pronounless. The developer did not stop there. It also added all facial styles can now be used with both body types because, of course, there's hormone therapy treatment in RuneScape. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern Grums, of course, reacted to this update and also shared a screenshot showing the makeover interface now looks in the game, which, yeah, there's a picture of that down here, and there it is. As you can see, body type A, body type B. So you make men A and women B, so you add a hierarchy when one wasn't there to begin with. I guess secretly based. Numerous other players have echoed similar sentiments to Grum, saying they ruined OG RuneScape. Mandatory and unasked for update forces body types and pronouns onto players. User history nerd 151 wrote Gage X Ash, "We didn't vote for this. I play RuneScape to escape from the BS and not to be forced to see it. This will cost you players. And I'm debating on canceling my membership." Gage responded, "I wouldn't have expected you to see it very often unless you're switching up the makeover mage really regularly." Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. Then why did you do it really regularly? But thanks for letting me know you no longer wish to play the game due to players having that text option. See, it's not that big of a deal until, of course, something else that Grums has pointed out and that we've known for a very long time, up to and including trying to get rid of trigger warnings. What was that on the Tomb Raider remake that came out earlier this year? If you wanted to get rid of that stupid black screen, Nexus Mods was out there getting rid of the mod that would allow you to do that, and then also them banning any of these removal mods on their website. But yeah, if you want to download a complete and total nude pack for Lara Croft or any other game that you can think of, all of those are still up there. But if you just want to take out any modern day isms, oh yeah, you get your account banned and you get your mod removed. Remember, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Another user shared his disdain for the new patch with some vitriolic language, writing, okay, "Congratulations, dumbass. You took a beloved game that was universally beloved, and you destroyed it with one retarded and completely unnecessary move, just to pander to crazy people who don't play your game in the first place. Now watch your player base drop," which, yeah, I could imagine for sure. To be honest, there were similar Doom predictions when we first ran Pride events, and they didn't just seem to come true year after year. However many times social media predicted it. Thanks for warning, though. You could just tell by the profile picture that this is somebody who, well, Probably eats a fair few sandwiches, but if you were to accost them with a certain type of sandwich, they would fold like the cheap suit that they bought, but nobody invited them to prom to wear. Another user shared a screenshot of him canceling his subscription, wrote, "Hey, I tweeted at you a few days ago about chinning a screen shake. Okay, you got back in touch with me, which is really cool. This is an unsubbed from 2 6-month reoccurring accounts. Will return when this political garbage is out of the game. Leave your sexuality at home." Yeah, exactly, because that's all what this is. And then, of course, I'm afraid the inclusion of changes released over the last years are intended to stay. I'm glad we were able to talk about the screen shake, but if this becomes the last time you're around, thanks very much for playing, and all the best in your future gaming. Yo, how much modding and how much actual work can this dude do if he just spends all his time on social media? That's it, man. They don't care if they tank their game over this. They need to include their progressive politics, because these are ideologues to the core. And now I hear you. You're saying RuneScape has been lost for years, right? RuneScape has been censoring and altering and DEIing the original game for years. Turns out RuneScape has been hopelessly woke since the new owners took over. This is from their diversity and inclusion posts on their website. They're going back and changing all the old content. You might think, yeah, it's just another game that's fallen. Yeah, but it is, in fact, just, it's contained. It's at least contained over at RuneScape. Just over, the AAA gaming space. But then you got Terraria coming out, removing gender selection 13 years after the release in its most recent patch. Are we going to have to really start worrying about our classic games? Are we going to have to start worrying about our classic indie games getting infiltrated? Because what are we dealing with here? New report claims that Terraria publisher and developer Relogic removed gender selection from a game 13 years after it was released. Yes, Terraria, which I think everybody's probably acquired a copy of at some point in time. It was, and I think still remains, reasonably popular. For those unfamiliar with Terraria, is a popular pixel adventure game that allows players to dig, fight, explore, and build. Yeah, it was, I think I remember it being billed as like a roguelike or something like that. Like, I can't remember. Steam curator list, woke and censored games alert, shared side-by-side screenshots to Imgur. Okay, of character creation options. Oh wow, when was the last time we seen that? In version 1.4.4, clearly see the option to choose between male and female. However, since it was replaced with 1.4.5, it appears to have various different body options. Why are we going in that direction? Just different body options. Is more than likely this change was made to cater to the certain movements that reject the differences between male and females, but it's not that big of a deal, guys. An alleged seasoned artist informed Sausage Roll what back in 2020 amid the release of Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2 that female characters were being designed to look more like men in order to placate adherents to trans ideology. Exactly, and that's why when the leaks of The Last of Us Part 2 were coming out, everybody thought that Abby was a trans person in the post-apocalypse. But hey, Abby's a woman, just a very muscular woman 20 years after the apocalypse happens, where the resources are still scarce, and acquiring that much muscle mass would not only be difficult in today's day and age, but especially in that setting would be nigh on impossible. And then you also compare and contrast that to the supposed training regimen that stupid ass Neil Cuckman, who's never seen the inside of a weight room in his entire life, thought would suffice as an explanation of how Abby became Big Abby Pump. He would be forgiven to think that, yeah, oh my god, there you go, you got more modern day isms. But actually there was a trans person in the game. Lev was one of Abby's companions when you had to play her portion of the game after you cave Joel Scullin with a golf club. I can't wait for that storyline to be explored in the upcoming HBO show. Season 2 is going to be a banger, guys. 4! You already stated, it's not really about the sexual objectification of women. Women, like men, come in all shapes and sizes. To say that having big busty women is unrealistic is untrue, because yeah, it's more appropriate, regardless of whatever setting you want to put your game in, to see chicks with double D cans. Is more likely to see that than to see a woman who is white face paint and a couple of errant swipes of their lipstick away from being an accurate representation of the Joker. Like, if you've seen modern day female game design, how many strong jawlines that would put Sylvester Stallone to shame end up emerging? You have what? Joanna Dark. You have Kay Vess from the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws. You have Lara Croft in her TV show and Call of Duty skin. I mean, the list goes on and on. Those are the ones that just come to mind right off the top of my head. Yeah, if you want to see women looking like women, even not in like the pervy sense, you have to go to Eastern Shores for that. Like, I'm not a gooner who's out here saying that, oh, all chicks just need to have giant racks. It's not the case at all. And simping for that type of stuff, I think it's also a fool's errand for reasons that I've explained in videos gone past, but just the shorthand on that is you're still pedestalizing women at the sake of just having good gameplay. It's the reason that people lose in life. But still, all things equal, would I rather have somebody whose chin doubles as a can opener as opposed to Tifa wearing pasties? I know what I'm going to side with. But it's pretty easy to see, and this thumbnail from a Yellow Flash video perfectly signs things up, okay? These are the people who are making the decisions. These are the artists, these are the programmers, these are the developers on the game. You wonder why gaming has sucked for so long. It's because all of the freaks that were bullied and told that they were freaks for their absolutely ridiculous positions, they all went to school, they got their game developers, or they got their human resource degrees. They weaseled their way into these companies, and not through meritocracy, but by nepotism. Weaseled their way into the companies, or in the case of Sweet Baby Inc. and those consultancy firms, threatened their way in, and have ruined the things that their perceived bullies have loved just so they can have a get back. And then also targeting women, because it's easy to just it's easier to drag down the standard than to just, I don't know, get up off your lazy ass. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.